So today for 1.2, we are solving two-step equations. Yesterday, you saw equations that looked like this on your assignment, and by yesterday I mean Tuesday. You saw equations that look like this. We have not yet seen equations that look like this yet, though. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do these two examples. So go ahead and flip open this tab. I'll zoom in a little bit. So this is a review, a recap of what we did in 1.1. If you were struggling or are still struggling on your 1.1 assignment, pay super close attention to our steps right now to help you figure that out. Ask questions if you've got questions. So we've got 6x minus 11 equals 31. I'm going to draw my line down my equal sign because I like to do that. I am trying to get x by itself. The first thing that I am going to do is get rid of that minus 11 using opposite operations. So I'm going to add 11 to both sides. On the left side, that negative 11 plus 11 cancel each other out. So I've got 6x on the left. And on the right side, 31 plus 11 is 42. As the ones place, 1 plus 1 is 2, 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay, from there, we're going to get x by itself. The operation that's happening between that 6 and that x is multiplication. Opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 6. And we get x equals, what's 42 divided by 6? What? 7. Okay, I thought I heard someone say it. Say it with more confidence. Okay, x equals 7 in that problem. Okay, any questions on that one? If you are currently on your phone, please put your phone away. Everyone has already been asked. Okay, moving down to the next one then. There's two examples of each type. So this one is basically the same thing, except now our coefficient's negative and we're adding here. So we're going to have to start by subtracting 7 from both sides. So let me split my equation. We're going to subtract 7 from both sides. We get negative 9x equals 25 minus 7 is 18. From there, to get x by itself, we need to get rid of that negative 9. Negative 9 is being multiplied by x. A common mistake I saw was either people trying to add 9 because they see minus 9 to negative 9 being multiplied, or people trying to just divide by 9 and for ignoring the negative. So make sure you divide by negative 9. And we get x equals, a positive divided by a negative is negative, and 9 goes into 18 2 times. So x equals negative 2. Awesome, good job. Let's put away Chromebooks too, please. It's same concept of being distracted. Hey, any questions right now? Okay, let's flip this tab closed. Let's go talk about these two types of problems with the fractions. Okay, first of all, what operation are fractions? Division. Fractions are just division, okay? So fractions are just another way to write division. It's honestly a more organized way to write division because when you use a fraction bar, you don't have to use a bunch of parentheses too. So let's write a note to ourselves on the front of this foldable here. With this one, x over 3 minus 12 equals negative 14. If your problem looks like this, you are dividing and then you have something you're adding or subtracting, your first step is going to be to add or subtract first. So put a little note to yourself that says add/subtract first. Okay, this next one, we've got x plus 3 all over 6. So we cannot touch that plus 3 yet because that plus 3 is stuck on the top of the fraction, and we can't touch anything that's on the top of the fraction until we get rid of the bottom of the fraction. So in this problem, if your problem looks like this, you are going to multiply first. Let's put a little note to yourself. You're going to multiply first on this one. Okay, so we'll get started. We'll do both of the example 2 ones. There's 2 problems for each type, so we'll do both of these first. So flip this puppy open. We've got x over 3 minus 12 equals negative 14. That's the problem that was typed on the front. We are going to start with a problem like this, adding or subtracting first. So we'll start by adding 12 first. This negative 12 plus 12 cancel out. So I've got x over 3 equals, and then negative 14 plus 12 is negative 2. Oh, sorry, I was trying to scroll my other screen. I scrolled the wrong screen. Okay, then this right here is division. So this is x divided by 3. Opposite of division is multiplication, so we will multiply both sides by 3. I like to multiply on the outsides here, because then I know those 3 over 3 cancels. So I've got x equals negative 2 divided by 3 is negative 6. Okay. Any questions right now? It's today the 22nd. Oh my god, there's baked potatoes for lunch. That's what I was doing as I was trying to look at the lunch menu. Already thinking about lunch at 8:31 a.m. Sorry. Okay. Next one. X over negative 2 plus 8 equals 1. So same thing. We need to get rid of what we are adding or subtracting first. So in this one, whoop, we're going to get rid of the plus 8 first by subtracting 8. We've got x over negative 2 still equals 1 minus 8. 1 minus 8 is negative 7. Okay, and then to get x by itself, we need to get rid of dividing by negative 2. So the opposite of dividing by negative 2 is multiplying by negative 2. Yeah, x equals a negative times a negative is positive. And 7 times 2 is 14. Groovy. Okay, any questions on that style of problem? Okay, so then we are going to go do our very last style of problem, and then we will get started working on our assignment. Actually, we're going to do our very last style of problem, then I'm going to remind you how to check an answer. I'm not going to make you like write out your checking, but I want to show you in a calculator how you can check an answer, and then we will work on our assignments. Okay, so close this up. Example 3, these ones with the big fraction. Before you can touch anything on the top of a big fraction, you need to get rid of the fraction. So we're going to get rid of what we're dividing by multiplying. So open this puppy up. We've got x plus 3 over 6 equals 2. We will zoom in. And we will start by multiplying both sides by 6. Times 6. And times 6. Okay, these 6's cancel out. So I've got x plus 3 on the left. Don't try to, like, distribute that 6 to the top. It's canceling out with the 6 on the bottom. Hi, Callie. And then on the right side, 2 times 6 is 12. And then our very last step to get rid of that plus 3, we can subtract 3 from both sides. We get x equals 12 minus 3 is 9. Okay, so once you get the first step done, and these ones are super easy because it's just addition or subtraction from there. Okay, one more problem. X minus 17 all over 5 equals negative 4. So for this one, I'm going to do a split. We're going to get rid of that 5 first. So we got to multiply both sides by 5 to get rid of it. Those cancel. Multiply the other side by 5. We've got x minus 17 on the left. On the right, negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. And then to get x by itself, we need to get rid of our minus 17. So you're going to add 17 to both sides. We'll get x equals negative 20 plus 17 is negative 3. Okay. Before we glue these into our notebook, I want to spend like 2 seconds reminding you guys how to check your answers to equations. So your equation test, your Unit 1 test, with the exception of like a few multiple choice questions and stuff like that, you should be able to turn in your test and know that you got 100% on most of it, simply because you could plug in your solution to every single equation, check your answer, and know you were correct, okay? So, if you want to check the solution to an equation, you are going to take your answer that you got for x, your value you got for that unknown, you are going to plug it back in to x for the original problem. So you can do that in your head, or you can do it in a calculator. So on these types, 6x minus 11, you would do 6 times 7, which is 42, minus 11. 42 minus 11 is 31. If you wanted to do it in a calculator, you could just plug it in. I usually plug it in parentheses. I know that's tiny up there. 6 times 7 minus 11. I think actually I have. Let's see if I was smart enough to keep this installed. Yeah, TI-84, SmartView, CE Plus for the smart board. There we go. So this puppy over here. We'll see how long it takes for this app to load. Might not be worth it. There we go. Okay. I like how it has the thing I last calculated last year. Will it not get any smaller? There we go. Alright, this is a little bit bigger and better. On the next type, x over 3 minus 12. So this top middle one, I know you guys can't see that, but you all have it written down in your paper. We got x equals negative 6. So to check that one, we can do negative 6, and then we're just dividing the negative 6 by 3. And then we can subtract 12. And we get negative 14, which is what we wanted it to be equal to right here. These ones, if you're going to plug in the type from example 3 into your calculator, you have two options. You can either just do the x plus 3 on top, hit enter, and then divide by 6, or you can put it in parentheses. So since this x plus 3 is on top of the fraction by itself, in order for your calculator to know that that's up there by itself, you'd have to put it in parentheses. So 9 plus 3 in parentheses, except I forgot the 3. And then you can divide that by 6. I get 2. So we'll just do one of each type. I just want to show you guys. You should be able to turn in your assignment and know that your question or your answers are correct. Because if you plug them into the calculator and they're true for that equation, then they're correct. Alright, take this note sheet that we just wrote on, close the little tabs back up, and then turn it sideways. Do not glue it into your notebook with it sticking out the side of your notebook. Someone does that every year and it annoys me. So glue it sideways in your notebook. If you want to put 1.2 at the top, so just when you're flipping through you can see it, but glue it sideways. I don't care which way it's facing, but go ahead and glue your notes into your notebook, please. Please, please, please get in the habit of getting glue every day and gluing your notes in as we take them, because that's a free point on your notebook check, is having your notes glued in. Alright, I'm going to pause this recording, or stop this recording, I guess. Bye, recording. Nice knowing you.